What's up, divine souls? How y'all doing? So, right? I didn't even want to go live. I was literally sitting here for mad long with spirit going like, you gonna make me go live looking like this? You really gonna do this? But yes, absolutely. Because, I was called to spend time by myself. It's been a minute since, I felt like I really had time to just be present with me, where I absolutely had no distractions, and having this time for not just 5 minutes, not just 10 minutes, but really having a significant amount of time that I can dedicate to me. And so, I love to pray over everything. I am going to pray over everything. So I was praying over my space, and I was saying to God, like, I don't even know what to do during this time. Like, honestly, Spirit, I ain't been in the moment. Hey, Erica. I'm like, Spirit, I ain't been with me in a minute. Like, it ain't just been me and you for some time. Like, I was with God last night, but I was sick. So, like, it was different because I didn't have my journals out and stuff. But anywho, so, I'm praying, and I'm telling God, I don't really know what to do at this time. Other times I feel like I know exactly what I'm working on, and I know exactly what I want to pinpoint. But today I didn't. I just wanted to be led, and I wanted to be vulnerable with God, and I just really wanted to spend some time with me, whatever that looks like. I didn't want to plan out the session. I just wanted my time with myself to just be like fulfilling to me. So God's like, well, just spend some time with your thoughts. Don't judge your thoughts. Just bring out your journal. Take out your journal is really what they said. Take out your journal and write down your thoughts. So I'm like, cool. Like, that's an easy one. I can really just sit here. Any thought that comes in my head, boom, write it in my journal. I'm down for that. So I opened my journal, and I'm like, wow, haven't been in my journal in a while, So the last time I wrote in my journal was 9/11, and I was writing a message to myself, and I didn't make it far. I wrote 4 lines, and I ain't get back to my journal till now, the 16th. So 5 days later, and I was in the middle of writing a dream, y'all. I was writing a dream down. I never finished the dream. So thank goodness I still remembered the dream. And it's really rare that I remember certain dreams for a long time, because I normally don't. If I don't write it down, I normally don't recall it unless it's very significant. But this dream happened to be very significant. So thankfully, I am writing what I recall from my dream, and I write it down. And as I finish up writing the last, couple messages in my dream, Spirit smacks me. Like, a full blown, like, pow, with the message. A full blown, did you get it? And I'm like, literally, I was like, whoa, that's deep. So let me share the dream. First, let me pray, and then let me share the dream, and I'm going to share the message. Divine Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, and guides of the highest white light, the highest vibrational frequency, thank you so much for bringing your collective and I together again for the opportunity to receive your divinely guided messages. I thank you so much, Divine Holy Spirit, for entrusting me with your divinely guided messages. I thank you for using me as a pillar of light, Divine Holy Spirit, to connect and speak with your loved ones. Thank you for entrusting me with that, Divine Holy Spirit, because you could pick anybody, and you chose me. So I'm appreciative that you trust me and you love me. And I want to use this time, this sacred space, appropriately. So please allow me to deliver your messages clearly, truthfully, and authentically. Thank you. Please protect this sacred space, Divine Holy Spirit. Deliver the messages for our highest good that serves our highest purpose at this time. In your great name, I pray, and we pray, and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, right. So let me tell you what happened in this dream. So I was watching American Horror Stories with my sister, and I don't like American Horror Stories because those fucking shows, that shit's real, okay? Those are legit horror stories that's happening in America. So sometimes my brain, we go off to place, so I don't like to watch them that much. But my sister was watching it, and it's like some type of pill that people take, and when they take this pill, it either determines if you have talent or not, or either you have talent or not. If you have talent, then you need this pill to continue to unlock the infinite abundance that already lies within you. And if you have no talent, then you turn into these like pale people. So in the episode that I was watching, if you watch American Horror Stories and I butcher the show, sorry, sis and or bro, okay? Because I don't watch it. I'm just going from what I saw that day on that episode. But on that particular episode that I saw, the father, and spoiler alert for if you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, sorry. The father had taken the pill, but his daughter had taken the pill as well. She had taken this pill, and so now he's going out of his way to feed his daughter. But while he's feeding his daughter, he is teaching her all of these terrible ass skills. I mean, terrible ass skills. Like, in my personal opinion, he is not being a good dad. He is not. While this mom and the daughter and the dad just see themselves as these people with such infinite supply of creativity, and this mom is just so bland and she's just so blah. But she takes pride in being who the fuck she is. And her husband and her daughter basically tell her, like, you ain't shit because, you know, you're just so bland, you're just so blah. Now, I had went to sleep thinking about this family's dynamic very, very heavily. And when I went to sleep, right, this is what happened. I basically dreamed of seeing this family dynamic again. But I had seen where the mom had taken her power back. They were all standing in like a triangle position. Wow. They were all in a triangle position. The father was in one corner, the mom in another, and the daughter in another. And the daughter had become so nasty to her mother. Like, she started to treat her as if she was nothing, as if she had forgotten her. Like this woman did not just give birth to you, that you did not just come from this woman's womb. She's being so disrespectful and so nasty to her mother. And her mother finally, when the daughter is talking, all she can see is the father. All she can see is the manipulation that the father had taught the child. All she can see is all these nasty, ugly traits that the father had instilled in the daughter. Yes, absolutely, you should be a hard worker, but you should not be greedy. Yes, absolutely, you should take pride in your creativity, but you should not be so prideful that you think everyone else ain't shit. You should be able to share light, but the daughter had become so selfish and so self-centered, so egotistical. The mom could not take it. She literally couldn't take it. I saw the mom do this with her fingers towards her daughter, and then she starts moving her wrist, and out of nowhere, this yellow and white and gold particles, stardust, begin to form around the daughter. It like starts coming out of her, but then it starts circulating around her. And at the same time, the woman is pregnant. So then, you know, she's calling out that negative energy that she has seen in her daughter. She's pulling that shit out. But then she looks at herself. And that's what she had been pregnant with. She was about to give birth to yet another child that reflected this motherfucker. And also, he had embedded himself inside of her. So those nasty traits that he was carrying around, she started to pickle. She started to believe those things. Yeah, I ain't shit. I'm not as creative. Yes, I'm not as talented. Those nasty thoughts, you can think of it as those are the things that people feed you. People begin to feed you nasty traits and thoughts about yourself. Oh, you ain't never going to be nothing. I don't know why you got a millionaire mindset. We all from the ghetto. You ain't going nowhere, sis. We're going to stay here forever. That's how they think. That's what they think. It's wrong. It's wrong. But anywho, so then she turns to herself. She begins to look at herself and she says, well, how has what he thinks impacted me? How has it influenced me? And so she turns her finger on herself. She begins to twist her wrist on herself and then at her stomach and her unborn child. And again, Stardust just begins to appear around her. She takes all of that power, and I mean it's a big ass ball. She takes all of that power and she gives it back to him. Y'all, that was my favorite part in the dream. She literally sends that shit right back to him. It was beautiful. It was beautiful because he had finally gotten a taste of his own medicine. And the realization upon his face when he had tasted what he had given so much of, it was shocking. It was shocking. So then in the dream, everything went black. The woman was no longer pregnant. The little girl who was like 9 years old wasn't nowhere to be found. Everything goes black. And when we come back, we're still at the same scene. But now the man and the woman are old as shit. Like out of nowhere. They're just old as fuck. But the man, he's like dying old. Like he looked like he on his way out. Like this'll be his last breath. He's bent the fuck over. He could hardly walk. He could hardly fucking talk. Like he had gotten a double dose of what he had been given for years. For years. I mean, 9 years of the little girl being alive, but before then, he was married to his wife for years. So he had been feeding and pumping all this negative energy into their home, into their relationship, into these vessels, because that's what we are, into these vessels for such a long time. And the woman didn't even see how she had allowed her power to just diminish, how she had just allowed herself to just accept the bullshit. She had slowly begun to eat the poison that he had been giving her for so long. Now, when Spirit turned my view to the woman who was also old, she had aged too in that process, in that transformation. She too had aged. She was like a 73-year-old woman. Would you imagine, would you depict a 73? Oh, Lord, okay. Whatever, 73-year-old woman, who was old, like, oh, but she acts like a 3-year-old. She was jumping. She was her little self. She jumped up on the curb. She like waddled inside the store. She was laughing. Like, bitch had like butterflies flying around her head. Like, she was in such good spirits. Even though she too had aged, she was this beautiful butterfly. She was full of so much energy. And I remember her husband. This is how the dream ended. The husband, she's in the store, like she's in some gas station, like she about to go on to her next journey. So she grabbing snacks and shit, just having a heart, hello, saying hi and shit to everybody. She just radiant and shit, even though she just got out of a fight. Like, she just so happy. Don't know where her kids at or anything, but she is full of joy. And her husband is so weak and so depleted. He walks up to her and, he's struggling to fucking get to her anyways. But when he finally gets to her, I remember her eyes, like she looks at him and he says, I'm so sorry. I never knew all that I had put you through. I apologize. And I want to work this out. And with all of the love that she had released for him, because I feel like she was tied to him. But when she gave it back to him, when she gave him back the shit he had been serving her, she let go of so much. She was no longer mad at him. She wasn't angry. She wasn't frustrated. She really let it go. She had let so much shit go that... What's wrong, Fat? Oh, no. You sure? What's up? No. Let me know if you need me. She didn't have any negative energy towards him When he asked for her hand back, she just said, no. And she smiled and she fucking walked away. She didn't walk away. She fucking danced away. She just, with her little happy ass, like a little fucking fairy. She was like a little fucking fairy. She just happied her way somewhere else. And as I was writing this, Spirit had told me that I kept seeing dead animals that represent transformations, right? I kept seeing dead dragonflies. I kept seeing a dead fly, and I kept saying, damn, somebody's cycle has ended. Some type of cycle that's been going for a long time, that represents transformation is ending. Something has surely stopped. Some type of cycle has completely ended. It ain't going no further. If you have found yourself in a relationship, and it doesn't have to be, when I say relationships, y'all, it doesn't have to be with someone that you have been in a romantic relationship with, even though that's what it was in this dream. And that's what I feel the most heaviest. However, cycles are coming to an end, even when we talk about your job, okay? Even when we talk about your relationship to your sister, your relationship to your brothers, your relationship to your mothers, aunts, uncles, all types of family members, all kinds of relationships, friendships. I'm talking about it all. Those relationships are completely transforming. People you have found yourself completely bound to, okay? People you just, I don't know why I can't release this motherfucker. Those type of relationships, those type of bondages, people who in relationships, y'all, words are spells. You've been telling this person, oh, this poom poom yours. Yes, I belong to you. Yeah, daddy. And then now you don't understand why for so long. It's been 7 years. You've been cheating on him. He been cheating on you, and it ain't working because you done bound yourself. You've allowed this person's energy to get all up in you. You've been pregnant with it for so many years, and now you get to decide how you gonna give birth to it. You get to decide how you gonna give birth to it. You're gonna give that shit right back, or you're gonna give birth to it and then you're gonna hold on to that chain. It's completely up to you, sis and or bro. It's completely up to you. But I'm telling you, I completely believe, I know for a fact that you are letting go, that you are releasing. So you may feel like, or you may know that you're going through another dark night of the soul. You may feel yourself purging energies that you ain't felt in a long time. You may be feeling confusion, sadness, anger, remorse, resentment, and you don't know where it's coming from. But baby, let me tell you, you are going through a big ass transformation. A transformation that you've been tied to this motherfucker for centuries. You didn't even know you was with. When I finally wrote it down, God told me, no, this ain't been their husband just this lifetime. No. See, this energy has been feeding off you for eons. This energy has been following you for a while because it thought that you would never notice. It thought that as long as it gave you just a little bit, that you would always be satisfied with just a little bit. But as you awaken to more and more of yourself, as you begin to fill yourself up with more and more divine source light, more and more of yourself, you start to realize you don't need that shit no more. You start to realize those thoughts don't serve you no more. You start to realize that person, that relationship, that job don't serve you no more. And you get tired of fighting. You get tired of fighting to the point to where you say, you know what? I'm going to do one big ass release, and that release is going to be it. And when I make my decision, I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to give it all back, and I'm going to call my power back to myself. And when I call my power back to myself, I release. I disconnect from all energies, entities, frequencies that do not serve my heart, my highest good, that would harm me or allow others to harm me. If you that energy would harm me, I don't want it. I align with that which serves my highest good. And if you don't serve my highest good, I don't want it. You don't belong over here. So I just really had to share that message. I had to. I was over here like, damn, when I got smacked with it, I'm like, wow, she really been dealing with, because I think in the dream, I really thought like, oh, you know, it's just been her husband. But when Spirit had let me know, like, no, this is an energy that's been around for some time. She said, I know this has been on your mind heavy, girl. It really has. It really has, so much so that I really needed time to sit with this, because I wrote this on the 11th. I ain't finished the dream till today. And then it just smacked me out of nowhere. And well, first of all, I'm grateful to even receive that message, because so many of us are connected. I'm just going to say connected. So many of us are connected to energies, to people, places, and things that we think we can't live without, that we think we can't be without, that feeds us poison little by little. And when you become so used to being fed poison, you never notice the taste difference. You don't think there's anything wrong with it. All right, you hardly know you're being fed up. You hardly know you're being fed the poison. Until it begins to, for this woman, it showed up in her child. Like, when it was being done to her, she was like, it's fine, I could take it. But when she started to see her daughter start to act like that nigga, like, it really bothered her. That was the trigger for her. So I don't know what's going to happen in your life that's going to set you off. Because for her, it was her daughter. It was seeing a reflection of him in her when she knew her daughter was full of so much love and so much joy, but she too had been poisoned. And you know what's crazy? The mom had been poisoned little by the dad's thoughts, but she had her own upbringing to where she's had some type of defenses. Now, when she had the daughter by this man and she was feeding the daughter little by little, it didn't take that long for the daughter to pick up on that perspective. It didn't take that long for the daughter to become consumed with those type of thoughts. So much so that the daughter thought the negativity was the normal shit and the mom shit was the weird shit. You can become so caught up in your shit that you think negativity is good shit. And when somebody try to show you some good shit, real positivity, real light, you be like, that's some weird shit. When a nigga try to tell you to meditate, you be like, that's some weird shit. When a nigga try to tell you you didn't gotta use the Bible, you can just talk to God yourself, you be like, that's some weird shit. When somebody try to open your eyes to something new that's going to help elevate your spirit, because they mean you no harm, nor will they bring you no harm. No harm will be done to anyone. You think that shit's weird. When that person is just trying to elevate your spirit. So I don't know what it's going to be for you. I don't know what trigger is going to set you off. But there will be a trigger. There will be a catalyst that makes you finally go, nigga, fuck this. I'm sorry, y'all, but for real. Where you go, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And you know what? I used to be really, y'all, I used to be so against sending back certain energy. Like, now my throat fucking up. Return to sender spells. I am not telling y'all to do that. It's your own business with your own spirit team. You do what you do. It's your business. But I used to be so against it. The way Spirit let me see it, where what she sent back to him did not cause him harm where it took his life. It did not cause him harm where he lost any body parts or inflicted any injuries. Like, what she had given back to him was a double dosage of all the poison that he had fed her. And what it did to him was exactly what it was supposed to do to him. It aged him and it turned him into nothingness. Nothingness. He was without a wife. He was without his children. He was sad. He was lonely. He was depressed. The same thing he had fed his daughter and his wife, that she was nothing, that she was not talented, that she was so bland. He was fed that same shit. He was fed back his poison, and it did to him whatever it had to do to him. And when she sent back the energy to him, she did not send it back. It was not all negativity. It literally was yellow and white stardust. Like, she was like, no, nigga, we just gonna transmute this energy and you gonna take it back, because it's not for me. So that's that. I just wanted to share that, because whatever you're releasing, whatever you're letting go, it's time. Let it go. Release that shit. Send that energy back where it belongs. It does not belong to you. I'm literally going to, and I'm still gonna do it, because I think this message resonates with me too. I have my journal. I have my pens. I'm just gonna sit with my thoughts. What thoughts actually belongs to me? What thoughts are mine? What thoughts do I want occupying space in my mind? And what thoughts I'm gonna send back to wherever the fuck they came from, because I don't want them. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I encourage you to do, or do whatever you feel called to do. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you have a beautiful night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Spirit, for delivering the messages. I hope it made sense to you in your world. And if it don't, that's okay. Not for you. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.